Most of us had already been directly confronted with this ticket resale market. So it is also a question of taxing and tax avoidance, and of course, as already mentioned, of consumer protection. The cultural and creative sector has to get every support it can get as a consequence of the cancellations of events during the pandemic. The authorities of the member states must work together to ensure compliance. The return of live events after the lockdown has led to a boom in the European secondary ticket market. And we have to take urgent steps to prevent illegal practices and to protect our artists and event organizers who are now in an especially vulnerable position.
In this context, the French presidency of the Council of the European Union for the first semester of 2022 has made the rapid adoption of the Digital Services Act, DSA regulation, a priority, and we thank the Commission for publishing this proposition, which has been followed by very intense discussions at technical level, both at the Parliament and within member states. Stricter rules for online platforms mixed with this enforcement efforts, which are also following an increasing patterns, should ensure that European consumers are protected from practices such as fraudulent ticket resale.
I just want to take a moment to acknowledge all of those people who have been affected by ticket abuse. Over the last 5 years, Victima Viagogo has worked with tens of thousands of people, and I would like to bring all of those people to the forefronts of our minds, because this is a real problem for real people. What we also need is fan care. It needs to become upfront and central. It's also about enforcement. You can, as the European member states, look to where other countries have brought in steps and how Viagogo has acted. They are, as any perpetrators of abuse, always trying to be one step ahead. The legislation hasn't gone far enough, so it needs more action by the artists themselves to ensure that their own fans are protected. Fans really need to be put first. I think it's really important. Consumer awareness and education is also the priority.
First of all, fraudulent ticketing agencies come in all sizes. Second, in the end, the venue always has the trouble and the bad image. And third, tickets at reasonable prices are hard to sell to the right people. Our conclusion is that only with an interlocking of sales and pricing strategies, effective legislation, including enforcement and technology, we can stand up to secondary ticketing. We need legislation that supports venues and organizers, protects customers, and technology that works for people of all ages.
It's very clear. When an illicit platform goes over, buy a ticket of 50 euros from the normal platforms and then resell it for the double, or triple price, or even more, all the difference between the 50 euros and the price they resell goes immediately in their pocket, without to pay VAT on this difference, without paying the artist, without paying the venues, without paying the promoters. So it's like absolutely net profit for them. We have to stop it, and we have to make understanding all the bodies, the cultural bodies, the administrative bodies, that this is a real disaster if we don't act now.